So all that snow in western Manitoba is likely going to melt. I've seen some photos already of snow melting, and there's ponds. People's backyards are becoming lakes in western Manitoba. And I got some funny news stories. Bees cause a buzz and likely disruption at Indian Wells tennis during Alcaraz versus Zverev match. It apparently they had more than 100 bees. I'm reading this from apnews.com, odd news articles. Um, there's another one here. Uh, shoplifter chased by police on horses in New Mexico. Video shows. Police in Albuquerque, New Mexico, clearly had all the horsepower, and a chase captured on body cam video. You don't see that every day. And a voodoo doll, whoopee cushion, and denture powder among bizarre trash plucked from New Jersey beaches. You don't see that every day. And
You
then
know,
there's
it's
apparently
actually pretty interesting. I don't know how it is in Canada, but most major cities in the US, their police departments actually have a few horses. So it's like it's funny to look at and be like, yeah, the police chase on horses, but I don't think Portland has any, but I think Seattle does and LA does and New York does. Like there are some cities, obviously Albuquerque does.
Calgary does up in Canada. Oh yeah.
Most definitely
uh,
Calgary does. Right now,
news headlines
so
from
something
across the
crazy
country.
happened.
Goat arrested after walking to Saskatchewan Tim Hortons, refusing to leave. He was very unhappy. Um, the most
Did he get a
Canadian car thief
bad
ever.
order?
Huh?
Did he get a bad order?
I
Okay,
can post
so
this in the chats, but uh,
can I interrupt you for a second?
hey,
Like
go ahead.
I'm trying to interrupt. Um, Here we go. Sun setting on top of Cow Mountain. So here we are. That's what you see is just the top of the mountain here, because we are in the Hanging Valley here in Wales. But when she goes pink pretty soon, it might be quite nice. You usually get that little top of the mountain turns pink in a minute. So that's
Joey,
just
do
what's
you know
going
what
on here
that's
right now.
called? Do you know what that's called, Joey?
It's called Awesome
It's called Alpenglow.
Alpenglow.
That's the word.
Alpineer Glow.
Mark, you're in
I
Arkansas.
got
Give us what do you got? What do you got for
I
us
got
this
one
week?
more.
Oh,
Uh,
Mike's got one more.
funny article. Three men sentenced for $18 million Quebec maple syrup heist between
Oh, I
2011
heard
and
about that.
between 2011 and 2012. Nearly 30,000 tons of the sweet stuff valued at 18 million were stolen from a storage facility in Quebec. The mastermind was given an 8-year sentence and 9.4 million fine. Two other men were given 2-year jail terms. Thankfully, the amount stolen compromised barely 1/10 of Quebec's maple syrup reserves.
Yes, the old maple syrup heist. Mark Engels, you're down there in Arkansas.
I
What do you
am.
got for us
Hello.
this week? Meteorologist Mark Engels.
Hello from Bella Vista, Arkansas, land of Walmart. Walmart is from Bentonville, just south of here. It was a beautiful day today, crystal clear skies, a little bit of a breeze. We had a high right around 17, but this morning with the crystal clear skies, our low was like +1. So it was pretty chilly this morning, and my daughter wanted to go play outside, but I sat out there for about 5 minutes. And of course, being from Portland, I'm a real weenie when it comes to anything below 10C or above 25C. That's my range, and throwing a breeze, and it was a little chilly, but we went out this afternoon, and it was pretty nice. Looking forward to the solar eclipse. That's what I'm here for. Totality doesn't pass right over here, but we're staying with my wife's family and we're going to hopefully drive over to Mountain Home. We rented a car and I told my wife, I'm willing to go as far west as Austin and as far east as Columbus. Um, and early on, it looked like it was going to be pretty rough conditions here in Arkansas. It looks pretty rough still in Texas. Of course, totality begins in Mexico, or it hits North America in Mexico. There's going to be some high clouds there associated with disturbance moving out of the desert southwest. Maybe some scattered mid-level clouds as well. High clouds are usually pretty thin, so we don't really have to, we should be able to see the eclipse through some high clouds, but some more graphic lift there on the mountains, especially facing the Pacific Ocean. That'll generate difficult viewing conditions there, and then isolated to scattered high clouds throughout the mountains. Kind of wanes a little bit closer to the Rio Grande. Texas, though, that low that Michael was talking about, starting in Colorado and heading towards the Great Lakes, that's going to drape a cold front across the central portion of the United States. And what that's going to do is this low is going to weaken as it crosses like Minnesota. And as it does, the cold front's going to kind of a little bit detach from it and kind of just stall out somewhere between like Houston and Dallas. That's a little bit south of the path of totality, but there is a good chance of thunderstorms around San Antonio. And so, especially the southern portion of the path of totality in Texas, that's a pretty good risk of not seeing it because of thunderstorms. And then there's going to be high clouds coming off these storms. And so the closer you are to the storms, and these extend along the line from like San Antonio to Shreveport, Louisiana to Nashville, Tennessee. Closer you are to that line, the lower chance of seeing the eclipse because you'll be under the thicker clouds. Further away, it looks like there'll still be some high clouds, but pretty translucent, I think is the word.
Yeah, I just
So
wanted to
northeast,
quickly interject. I saw that low it's gonna move through northern plains into southern Manitoba. Do you think that GFS is wrong on over broadening the cloud cover? Because it shows a lot more cloud cover than the GDPS does.
so that's actually a really good question. The GFS typically pretty well overdoes cloud cover. This is a normal thing with the GFS because of its lower resolution. But for Winnipeg specifically, there, Michael, I think you've got a 50-50 shot of seeing it because of your proximity to the low. It's going to depend a lot on where the low actually is during the eclipse. And it could be anywhere from like Duluth, Minnesota to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Closer it is to you, the less likely it is to see it. And we should have a clearer picture here in the next couple of days. In Arkansas, where I am at, it looks like mostly just some high clouds. If that line of thunderstorms uh, ends up stalling a little bit further north than the models have it, then we may be in for some trouble. But then towards the northeast here, Missouri, or as they call it there, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, these all look pretty favorable. Maybe some scattered high clouds, but they're really in between weather systems there. High clouds in Ohio, and then in the highland areas, they're kind of like along the Pennsylvania border, into Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and south of Toronto. Sort of idea. The upper level winds are going to be splitting. Some of it's going to be going kind of more northerly, and some of it's going to be going kind of southerly. That may generate some clouds there between about Cleveland and Buffalo, and then up into like Niagara Falls and Hamilton and whatever. But the best shot of seeing the solar eclipse is like Burlington, Vermont, Montreal, and then some of these other French Canadian towns that I'm not going to try and butcher on the radio.
I just
Name
wanted to
what's
mention that Justin, he said that he's going to Texas to see it. So
yes.
I hope that he has some fortune down there because it doesn't look like there's going to be much clearing for him.
Yes, he may be in a rough spot. Maybe he should have flown to Indianapolis instead of Dallas. But
It's looking
once you
stormy
commit,
that week on Monday there, especially like south of Arkansas. It looks like where the best chance of thunderstorms seem to be, eh?
right? That's absolutely right. So if he has a rental car in Dallas and can go northeast, that looks like the best option. And then let's see. So Quebec, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, those all look pretty good, as well as New Brunswick. And as we get further east, we're looking at the strong low pressure system off Newfoundland. What that's going to do is it's going to be real crappy eclipse viewing conditions in Newfoundland proper. Maybe some high clouds over in Nova Scotia, but like further south, those will be pretty see through there, and so Frankie will be able to thoroughly enjoy the eclipse, I think. Prince Edward Island, going backwards here a little bit, along with New Brunswick, should be pretty good. So that's a look at the weather. We're looking really closely at 3 weather systems. A low coming out of the desert southwest into Texas, a low crossing Minnesota, and the low off the coast of Newfoundland. And that's what I have for that. And then for the news, if you are really, really bored in British Columbia and you feel like driving down to Portland, Oregon, next not this upcoming Saturday. Of course, some of you hear this and this is last Saturday. But we're talking on Saturday, April 13 is the infamous Lads 500. This is a bicycle relay at Lads Circle in Portland. Lads Circle is like it's in the inner part of Portland, and it's this planned neighborhood. The streets are all like diagonal and fancy, and it's got this little circle in the middle that has a circumference of about 400 meters. And what you do is you get your team of 1 to 13 people, show up with your bikes, and you do your relay for 500 laps, bringing you to a total of 100 miles or 160 something kilometers. And if you don't want to ride your bike, you can just party in the park that's in the circle there. And the tagline here is it's spring. Let's do something stupid. So there you go. If you want to do something stupid, drive down to Portland, Oregon, or you can ride your bike around a 400-meter circumference circle and wonder
That's
why
pretty
you're doing
funny.
it.
That sounds like the roundabouts in Winnipeg. You hear they're opening
Yes.
up Portland.
Corner.
I don't
Hey,
know if
Joey,
you heard, but
your birthday's coming up soon, Joey.
My birthday is coming up soon, Frankie, and we do have afterglow starting on the mountains right now. There's the afterglow, the alpenglow.
it's
Oh, that
pretty
reminds
beautiful.
me.
It's not a good
Yeah.
one tonight, but it's happening in time for
Can
show.
can I share my screen?
Yeah. The problem is, if it's not something that you own the rights to, we can't. Have
I
it on
took
TV.
this picture myself. I took it myself. Imogen,
Go.
when you're watching, I took this picture and I give express permission for it to be on any television channel in Canada.
Imogen,
Express
I don't
permission.
believe him, but let's go with it anyways.
All right, here we go. Cue up screen 2 here. Share. And can you see my little jellyfish clouds here?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone in Portland was going
Yes.
crazy this week over jellyfish clouds.
That looks like hearts too.
These were all throughout the Pacific Northwest, not just Portland. I took this picture at the Oregon Zoo near the polar bear exhibit. So, like Joe Stover there, I experienced some polar bears, and the polar bear was just like pancaked out, just lounging in the sun.
Must have been terrifying.
Yeah,
They
absolutely
look like
horrifying trip to
guys.
the
They
zoo.
kind of look a bit like angels almost.
Yeah, a little bit. And what we got going on here is we get some alto cumulus. So
And Virga,
and the Virga coming down. So the alto cumulus formed because there was a small unstable layer about 5 kilometers up. And then that caused rising air and a moist layer that created clouds, but those clouds were inhibited from going very much higher because we had a cap. So like a temperature inversion, the heat could not go any higher above that. And so these were really short clouds. And then they were able to precipitate out what we're actually looking at as snow rather than rain. We typically think of Virga as rain, but this is snow. And so instead of evaporating before hitting the ground, it sublimated, which is when it goes from a solid straight to a gas instead of solid liquid gas. So this is pretty interesting. They look like jellyfish for our radio viewers who are listening to me talk about something that you will not see. And it was just neat. These were all throughout Portland, Oregon. Kennewick, Washington had a lot of reports of these, and kind of up the Columbia Basin there. And these are kind of common. I think you probably see them pretty often in British Columbia on certain days too. I don't know, maybe Alberta too. I don't know about the climate well enough in the rest of Canada to say, but I took this picture myself. Let it be known, and it is okay to show on Rogers Television.
There we go. It's okay to show that on Rogers Television. Frankie McDonald, is it okay to show your videos of the week on Rogers
Yes.
Television? All right, everybody. It's time for some Frankie McDonald.
I have something to mention quick. I got a funny news, kind of concerning news
Mike?
article.
We are
Morning.
doing. We're doing the Frankie segment right now.
Okay.
On Rogers
Yes.
Television. Oh wait, that's not the Frankie
All right,
video.
everybody, it's time for some Frankie McDonald.
What am I doing? All right.
Okay, guys, we're going to do quesadillas. 50 quesadillas at once. Here's putting beef and shredded cheese and beans and lettuce on the quesadillas. Beef and cheese. Cooking quesadillas now. Keep on cooking quesadillas. It's ready. I want to eat 50 quesadillas at once. Eat them all right now. Eat those quesadillas right now.
Oh, not 50 quesadillas. Frankie, that's bad for you eating 50 quesadillas.
I disagree. It's got grain. He's got meat in there. He's got a cheese. Like, I think this is very healthy.
Get in. I can't take it anymore. I told you, eat 10 more quesadillas.
I can't take it anymore.
Don't go fall down.
Don't go falling down when you're eating 50 quesadillas, guy.
Yeah, if you fall down, you might not be able to get back up.
Dogs are coming.
Oh,
More dogs.
eating 50
Eating more
quesadillas
dogs.
and then getting chased by more dogs.
The dogs finally got away.
A good thing, otherwise he'd be puking.
Thanks for watching on Frank Donald.
Oh
This
man.
is Frank McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Taiwan just had a 7.4 magnitude earthquake on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. Another major earthquake is going to happen in Taiwan anytime soon. There will be a lot of aftershocks going to happen anytime soon in Taiwan, including Taipei, Taiwan. It's going to bring a lot of aftershocks after a big earthquake. Be extra prepared. If you're during the earthquake, go underneath the tables, go underneath the chairs. If you go outdoors, don't go inside the buildings. During earthquake, lock your dishes in your cupboards. Make sure your flashlights, candles, crank your radio extra batteries, generators, battery operating energies, and bottled water ready as well. Start doing your earthquake drills because Taiwan has 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Did a lot of shaking, and there's a tidal wave and things like this in Taiwan. I want every single person in Taiwan to be extra prepared for the next major earthquake. It did lots of damage to buildings and things like this, cracked the roads and knock off power and damage telephone posts and bring down power lines in Taiwan. It was really bad earthquake, 7.4 magnitude earthquake, did a lot of damage to Taiwan. Be extra prepared, be safe.
I like the Japan camera in the background there.
Okay guys, we're gonna do some dancing. Let's show me my moves.
Here's Frankie doing some dancing. He's got the moves where first he goes the arms above the head. He does the spin around, the spinorama, then the arms back above the head. Feet shuffling, arms back above the head. Feet shuffling, spinorama. There's Frankie dancing. That's what it looks like. He goes one side to the other, back and forth. There he goes. He's doing the shuffle, doing the shuffle.
Sounds like dark clouds are coming.
Dark clouds are coming.
It sounds like more dark clouds are coming. Oh my god, it's raining quesadillas. It's raining beef and cheese. Shredded cheese and beef. It's raining more quesadillas. A lot of quesadillas fall from the sky. Even more quesadillas fall from the sky now. More quesadillas fall from the sky.
Does anybody look to see what the terminal velocity of a quesadilla is?
Quesadillas will not stop anytime now.
They will not stop anytime
Raining
now.
Quesadillas.
Whatever the velocity
More
is.
quesadillas come from the sky. Fall from the sky. Oh my god, we're in the center of the storm. Oh my god, quesadillas starts again. Rain quesadillas.
Even more on the backside, eh,
More
Frankie?
quesadillas. Oh my god.
That's how they get you.
Quesadillas. It's more. It's
I'm wondering what happens when you get stuck in the cheese.
It's finally stopped. I gotta shove all the
A big quesadilla, Banks.
Frankie should do a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs skit.
Thanks for watching on Frankie Down.
That was a pretty good one, Frankie.
This is Frankie McDonald to my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Total solar eclipse is headed towards eastern North America on Monday, April 8, 2024. The areas will be affected by total solar eclipses: Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Southern Ontario, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, Labrador. It's going to bring moon crossing over the sun that could cause dark outside in the middle of the afternoon. And it's going to be a total solar eclipse on Monday, April 8, 2024. If your people live in those areas, make sure you have your eclipse glasses ready to look at the sun. Don't look at the sun without the eclipse glasses. Make sure to have your eclipse glasses ready because the total solar eclipse is headed for eastern North America on Monday, April 8, 2024. It's going to hit Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, New York, Southern Ontario, Montreal, Quebec, Quebec City, Bonaventure, Quebec, including Bangor, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, including Sydney, Nova Scotia, Halifax, and St. John's, Newfoundland. It's going to bring total solar eclipse when the moon crosses over the sun. It gets dark out in the middle of Monday after on April 8, 2024. Be extra prepared. Don't look at the sun without the special eclipse glasses. Make sure you have your special eclipse glasses ready to look at the sun. Be extra prepared for Frank Down.
Last one.
This
My
is
Montreal
Frankie
forecast too.
McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Massive winter storm is headed towards Nova Scotia on Thursday, April 4, 2024. It's going to bring up to 50 plus centimeters of snow, especially in eastern Mainland and Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. May even reach up to 200 centimeters of snow, or even 300 plus centimeters of snow possible. It's going to bring 20 centimeters of snow in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's also going to hit Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Maine, USA, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, and even Ontario and Quebec, including Bonaventure, Quebec. It's going to hit Toronto, Nova Scotia, Yarmouth, Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Shetty Camp, Nova Scotia, Grand Etain, Nova Scotia, surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blowing, drifting snow, reduced visibilities, dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. It's going to bring really bad driving conditions in streets, roads, highways, and Trans-Canada Highway will be snow covered. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be very strong. It's going to cause great, big, huge, giant snow drifts and really blowing snow, drifting snow, reduced visibilities, really dangerous driving conditions as well. People in Nova Scotia, be prepared. Have winter boots ready, winter jackets ready, hats, gloves, scarves, ski pants ready. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy cases of Pepsi, buy cases of Coke. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till the last minute. Do it right now. Make sure you have your smartphone, cell phone, laptop, tablet, charge. Have a 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE race well. When you drive a car, take your time, drive a car, slow down, so you don't get in a car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very careful walking so you don't slip or fall. Make sure your furnace is ready and turn on your furnace to keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green to keep warm. Add for extra blankets, rain keep warm as well. Make sure for your shovels, snow scoops, snow blowers, snow plows, salt trucks ready as well. If you have anybody live in Nova Scotia, be prepared for massive winter storm on Thursday, April 4th, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a massive winter storm. Stay warm, be safe. They got 2 more videos to go. My main forecast in my Montreal.
Yeah, but it's 7:53 already, Frankie. We are sort of running out of time, buddy. So we had to pick the 5 that were sort of the best. But that's going on right now. That's why you're inside, right, Frankie? Because there's a big storm going on. There's weather warnings.
It's drizzling right now. It's
there's
raining.
wreck house. Go ahead.
It's raining and windy in my area as of right now.
There's wreck house winds going on in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. Lay sweat winds up in the strait there between you and PEI.
I have some concerning news for Winnipeggers and for those who live in the prairies.
Concerning news for Winnipeg and the prairies.
From CBC, Winnipeg may stop fogging for adult mosquitoes once existing pesticide supply runs out. City of Winnipeg may end the decades-long practice of fogging for adult nuisance mosquitoes because this pesticide it uses is no longer being made. A new report says Winnipeg has brought up all the remaining Canadian stock of Delta Guard pesticide the city has used for adult nuisance mosquito fogging since 2017 when it replaced methionine. The city has now enough Delta Guard on hand to fog for mosquitoes in the next 2 to 4 years, depending on the next 2 summers. However, it looks like they'll have to go through an expensive licensing process that would make no economic sense for manufacturers, he said. So, if you guys want to look it up, improving larviciding, less fogging, it's on CBC's website. It's concerning to me because mosquitoes are really bad every summer here. Like, it gets bad enough that I feel like I'm living in a mosquito apocalypse some summers. So if you want to know what being alive is, we have the equivalent of that in the Canadian prairie provinces, and it's not fun.
I just love the mosquitoes where I grew up in cottage country because cottage country is north of us, the land of lakes, all the pretty lakes. But in the land of swamps where I was, all there was black fly, horse fly, beer fly, booze fly. No, seen them done. Ticks, fleas, tories, everything that gets in your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your butthole, your plans. Non-stop. You couldn't even go outside in May. You wouldn't want to. And I would just think to myself, man, there's a reason why all the Torontonians are going into Halliburton right now. Feed my pretties, multiply, keep the city folk away. That's how I feel. And someday I'll inherit Mum's bungalow in the swamp. Can't wait. Canadian Shield. I love it. I didn't mean to get stuck in the mountain.
Strack rings a bell. Get off my swamp.
I love the swamp, man.
I have a question
I'm a
for
mountain man
Hilding.
now. We didn't talk to Hilding at all tonight, did we?
I know. I have a question for
Hilding's the
him.
last guy to talk about before the plugs.
You don't be so quiet all the time, Hilding. Gosh, polite cowboys.
He's too busy making horse noises last weekend.
Hilding will be the last person to talk
suck at
before
that.
the.
Hilding,
Mark had a
are you
question.
going to have any calves come out during the eclipse? Because you will have a partial eclipse up there. Is it going to happen? Will there be a dark calf?
Well, we're quite likely to have calves being born that day, and it's hard to say how the cows will react to it. Cows are usually pretty docile; they'll just stand around and do their thing. But they do clump in one corner of the pasture when there's odd phenomenon in the weather. So, yeah, we don't know
that'll be
what's gonna happen.
interesting. If you have a calf during the eclipse, I want it to be named Luna.
Yeah, you know what a cow eclipse is? It's when a cow goes to jump over the moon, but it gets in the way of the moon instead. It doesn't quite make it, and it blocks out the moon. You're like,
I see that happening every time there's a lunar eclipse. The cow got stuck in front of the moon.
There's always cows jumping up and getting in the way of the moon. You know how them bovine are. You know how them bovine is. Killing.
Yeah,
I am so
real
sorry
high
we did not talk
jumpers.
to you.
Not
Like,
big deal.
legitimately, my old friend.
I didn't have a lot of stuff planned this week anyway, but we are seeing geese coming back, and our lakes are starting to get little pockets of places for geese to land, so we're enjoying that. There's just we're having the April phenomenon where the weather goes through in little bursts, where we have little bursts of cloud and little bursts of snow, and then real nice bright sunny weather again. So kind of my favorite time of the year for that.
As for me, I think it's really cold here still, and I'm sick of it. But honestly, this is like the least amount of snow I've ever seen here in Wells, so it could be any time now. Frankie, how do people find you on the internet?
If you want to find me on social media, My Blue Sky's at Frankie MacD. My Twitter's at Frankie MacD. My Linktree is Frankie MacDonald. My Facebook is Frankie Down. My Instagram is Frankie MacD1984. My TikTok is Frank Down 1984. My Clapper is Frankie Down 1984. My Twitch is Frank Down 1984. My Snapchat is Frankie ABCD1. My YouTube channel Stocks Moves and my LinkedIn is Frankie Down. Best luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
You can
And
also
that-
follow us on Weather Center Manitoba. Me, Justin Ortel, and me, Mike McGregor, will run that page too.
And that concludes the Thursday, April 4th episode of the Comedeorological Report. Comedy plus meteorology equals Comedeorology on CKUW and CFUR and CFBX and Rogers Television. Thank you very much, all of you, for having us. You can also find the live stream on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. We live stream there every Thursday night, generally starting at 6:30, but always by 7 o'clock for sure. And then something weird happened with the last stream tonight. I'm really sorry about that. We had to do it twice, but it all worked out in the end altogether. Thanks everybody for supporting us. I think that's the show, Frankie.
That's the show.
Okay, is that the show, everybody?
That's the show.
That's the show.
Good job, guys.
Hey, Brandon Hauk, that's the show.
Oh, yes, that is definitely the show.
Mike and Hilding, that's the show. And Mark Ingalls, I'm not sure if you knew this, but that's the show. And also Joey Owner, that's the show. Okay, that's the show.
Hey, Joey,
That's
that's
the
the
show.
show, Joey.
Wait, I'm gonna say this. That's the show.
Okay, well, that's bye.
That's
Bye.
the show. So, can I show
That was
something
horrible.
now that we're
I was
just
trying to
on
use
YouTube?
a Texan accent there. I gotta work on that.
Yeehaw. So, can I show something now that we're on the YouTube?
I think so. I think
This is
so. I
another-
think we are still on the YouTube
This is another picture that is okay to go up on.
for the second time. We're on YouTube tonight. This is the 2 live streams now.
Why 2 live streams?
He broke it.
Oh, geez.
So, talking about the Eclipse a little bit more, if you can't get your hands on some of the Eclipse glasses, there are other ways to observe it. This picture here, my wife took it in Idaho in 2017 during the eclipse there, and we had totality, but this was before totality, and this is light coming through a tree onto a table that we had there, and it has the crescent shape. So this is an indirect way to observe the solar eclipse without burning your retinas. Additionally, you can hold up a piece of paper to like a window, and it will cast the sun's disk with the eclipse portion like that. Or you can just burn your retinas, and support your local optometrist.
Don't tell me to watch the eclipse.
Back in 1980, during the
Yeah.
eclipse, the whole school went and put sheets of paper on the windows and drew around the shadows as they went across the paper.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Do you recall things like that happening
Am
in
I
the 80s and in the 90s when the 2 different eclipses came through Ontario? I do recall that the kid who looked like Beavis stared at the sun, and then he had like a bandage around his head. And
I
he
am going to say goodbye because it's 10 o'clock here and I'm going to bed. So good night, everyone.
Sounds good. I think I'm going to shut her down pretty quickly here too, because I am quite hungry as I get off on Thursday nights. And I don't know what happened tonight. The stream crashed, so we've got actually 2 streams going on, and I still have the same guy arguing on my thread relentlessly, and that's too bad.
Is that me? I
No,
didn't mean to. I
not
didn't
this
mean
time.
to argue earlier this week. I apologize for that.
No, this is people arguing. I haven't even looked. It's been going on. I wonder how many. I said slogans are intended to simplify things to a point where the truth of the matter is no longer important. If I ask you for evidence and you repeat a slogan, it will not work on me. If you try to reduce things to be as simple as possible, you won't confuse me, as I know the world is not simple. It's never in my interest to view things from a simple perspective. The fact that everyone is saying the same thing does not necessarily mean that what they're saying is true. And most especially if you insult me or my character, it will only prove to me that you have no factual argument to fall back on. It shows me that all you have is to swipe at me. And from
Yeah,
that,
there's
there's
a lot of people out there
172
that are like,
comments. 172 comments on that thread going on.
seems to me there's a lot of people out there that just don't have any thing else to do and just trying to create problems and have too much time on their hands. They just like to bug other people. They get a heck out of it. Those people like that should be avoided.
I've not looked at my own Facebook page for 6 hours because there's 172 comments on me basically saying, you know, the key to critical thinking is to first assume that things are not simple.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a controversial thing these days. What the fuck is wrong?
Society's falling apart.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah.
That's
Of
the
all
same
the-
thing on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and I tell you, there's a lot of people on there arguing about little things. It's just like disconnect from social media. You'll be so much better about yourself. That's what I do. I feel better on days I don't use Facebook.
Yeah, I say what I say and I turn it off because basically you're getting bullied off your own threads by people who refuse to just accept that you have a different viewpoint than they do. You know, it's like, that's my place to have my viewpoint. You can have your place to have your viewpoint. I'm not going to go on there and be like, you know, like, well, actually, you're wrong. Climate change is real. You know, and maybe if I say it once, I probably won't say much else after that. My habit's usually to like leave a 1-sentence comment and then not comment on someone else's thread again.
Like a teenager going into his room and slamming his door and saying to his mom, I'm tired of this. Leave me alone, Mom. I'm going to do my own thing. And it's like just an argument already.
I got my own space to go say what I want to say. And if you don't like what I say, then don't go to my page. Unfriend me.
I'm done with my
leave me
southern
alone.
accent. I'm sorry about that.
You know,
I get stuck on it at times.
Okay. So that's
I'm a radio host, so I have a whole bunch of different accents up my alley.
Yeah. I'm going to go eat some food, everybody. Thanks for tagging along. If you're still watching the live stream, sorry once again that things went weird, but good to see that some of you are still watching.
Good to see Brandon didn't have 2 voices on today, like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I kind of did. Sort of. It was more under control.
Get it under control, I told him, and he did. He did. Yeah, it was very under control. Good work. Good work. Okay.
I did see some Canadian geese, by the way. There have been a whole bunch of them flying into the city too. So Hilding, I can confirm spring's here. I just hope the geese don't get snowed on.
I got all the Canada geese, the snow geese, and I just saw some ducks today, so the mallards.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
heard the cranes last night again.
Yeah, well, they make that kind of weird sound, eh?
We saw a bald eagle here earlier this winter, so for that to happen, I've never seen a bald eagle in the middle of the winter months. So
They like to hang around Quesnel. You don't see them out here in Wells.
I almost hit one on the road last week.
They like to be where the river is, and yeah, you think they're what a gorgeous animal. It's the king of the birds, and you see it like up to its neck and some rotting cow. You're like, oh, that's the truth. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some food, everybody. We'll see you all.
I was in Winnipeg downtown too. I was kind of surprised it was in the middle of the urban core too. But
make sure you have a good week. This is me saying goodbye.
You too. Good to see you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.